All right, we should be live. We should be live. Let me just check the sound here, folks. Give me a second. Mic check, 1 2 3, check the sound, mic check, mic check. Alright, cool, we should be good. I'm getting a little bit sick, so in case my voice sounds a bit weird, then that's what it is. If you want to hear something else, let me know in the comments. If you have any requests that we need to look at today, let me know in the comments. If you hate the stream, let me know in the comments. If you like it, then just give me a like. Jeez. Let's change that. So since it's Saturday, I actually wanted to go for something a bit more chill today. Bit more mellow. Let's just get into it. We're looking at Bitcoin. Yesterday I gave you these 3 trading setups, and I said actually I really like the one from 65k. I'm liking this one. This is the idea of taking out Wednesday's low. Is that correct what I'm saying? Yeah, that's Wednesday's low right here at 59. The only problem with that is you have a back test. You're getting into the volume area. So that is the pool that we had. High value area, value area high, value area low, point of control. And usually once you are entering the range, then eventually you will go down again. By the way, it looks like that my stream is lagging. Crazy. I have to check the settings actually before I went live. Give me a second. Maybe I've done something wrong. Could also be my internet, but wow, nothing's loading. Okay, amazing. Give me a second, folks. I just need to check something here. Okay, now settings should be fine. Weird. Okay, let's see how it goes. So YouTube is saying it's very lagging. Okay, anyways, let's just see if we can, how far we can take this in the fills. We have to cut the stream. I have no idea. For like 10 minutes ago it worked just fine. Anyways, what we said, the principle says that if you are inside of the value area, then eventually you would make your way down again. So that is the only downside on this trade. And they'll say, well, what I actually like more is the trade that we have here, which is a backtest of the value area high and golden pocket in case we first go to the 65,000 area. So that is where this pool is based on. But if we would go down now, then you're kind of missing that perfect storm here of that area where you also have 2 significant highs. So you have a high here and you have a significant high here, and then you have that value area high. So it's not weird that we bounce off from here, because that was just the first attempt to break it, second attempt to break it, and then on third attempt you really break it, but there hasn't been a retest yet. So that would be a nice trade. And if else, I also put in this trade and said I'm not so sure about this because it is quite aggressive. You barely have a retracement. but since the move to the upside also barely gave you any retracement so far, therefore sometimes you have to be a little bit more aggressive with your entry. Only the stop loss was a little bit ambiguous because yeah, you actually need to put it underneath this these lows here. But if it's like an S&P trade, just like what we have, then you can actually take the long. Well, we got the trade, so you could have technically taken that. I didn't, because I was actually busy with the futures. But also we closed the 5-minute candle underneath, and also on other charts we closed it underneath, so there was not an S&P trade. And then the next move up was just right away a reclaim of that. Actually no, I'm just kidding. Whoa, kidding. I'm saying something wrong here. On Bybit, this right here was the actual S&P, and then we went higher. But like I said, there we closed right at the level, and then I was doing futures before it knew it, and in no time we were higher. And I did not take this because here we had to close underneath. So sorry, I was a bit confused between the two time frames. So yeah, that could have been a scalp. This, I think this is also pretty late already. So yeah, nothing too special. I actually, to be honest with you, I expected price to break out to reclaim VWAP. Also had an alarm here above VWAP that if we would reclaim it, that I will then get in on a bounce, because if you're longing here, you actually do not have so much space to go higher, because you're longing pretty much right into resistance. We have 1%, which could be a nice scalp, but you're longing pretty much right into resistance. And also if we have a volume pool on this area, yeah, you kind of right away have then here the SR line, the support and resistance line, you have a very low and the point of control right all here at the bottom. So yeah, you need then a clear push right away to the upside. And I also saw that the S&P 500 and Nasdaq were going pretty flat. They had two reasons. We had the rollover contracts yesterday on Friday, so that means that these contracts, they run for 3 months, and the September contract went over to the December contract. A lot of people usually start trading already a bit earlier on those new contracts, so usually the volume shifts on Tuesday or Wednesday. So then most of the trading volume goes then from the September contract on the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq to the December contract. But then the last really rollover is on Friday. Sometimes you also have other option contracts that are expiring on that date, so it's not only the futures, and that usually gives very wicky price action. In rare cases you can have big dumps or pumps, but most of the time it's just very wicky, pretty much sideways. And since we already went up quite some for the S&P and the Nasdaq, and I said this already many times before, that Bitcoin is just following those two indexes. So if we have a green day on the S&P, then usually you also have that on Bitcoin and the other way around. Yeah, it went sideways, so I also did not expect a whole lot. I was hoping a little bit for a squeeze here for BTC, and then to our yeah, short level, of course, that I was looking for, that is a 65,000. So since we were also making this here, and I was like, oh, that actually looks like very nice liquidity, and then we were grabbing the liquidity. I was just hoping like a big push up, and then within an hour or so this is all the way to the top. So you're kind of wrecking the early longers, but you're still holding a very nice bullish market structure, and you also do not have a deep retrace in this area, which is measured as approximately 1%, a bit more than 1%. So not a whole lot actually. There is then yeah, there's not a whole lot of chances then to get into the long. So that was actually what I was looking for. Like I said, we didn't get it, so no short trade for me. And as I also said in yesterday's update, is that I took a short right from here, and that one got stopped out 2 hours later. The reason why I took that short was well, actually multiple reasons. Just try to focus on the green line in my screen. It's a nice channel, and we had I kind of moved a little bit. Let's see, no idea what had happened. Like this actually. So we had a very nice touch point here, and then this is your second touch point, and it perfectly lined up with here. So this was then your 4 touch points. Once you make the low, you make the high, the low, the high, and then you're going down again. And also it lined up with this thick yellow line. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it, which was a old high, an old SFP level that now turned into support and resistance. And that's actually very nice. You can mark these very high highs and lows as support and resistance. So it was this line right here, whoop, and yeah, once we hit that level and the trend line, and locally it was an SFP trade. I'm going to zoom in on the 15. Hope you guys can see it. Where was that? Let me check. Okay, yeah, because I moved this line right now, that was maybe not the best idea, but okay. On my Bybit chart that worked perfectly. Anyways, this high right here, and then you had this SFP, which then lined up later on with that green trend line. And there was also bearish divergence on Mark7B. So I would have taken this trade 100 times out of 100 times because everything lined up there. And I was actually expecting way more. I was expecting at least to take out maybe this liquidity that we build up here on the left. You can see that slow grind higher, and I was actually hoping to get something like this where you get a pre-New York pump, you SFP it, then very slowly, and then eventually New York opens and whammy, and then you're going down, and that surprises a lot of people, and then you are just able to ride out the wave, and then you caught a trade already before New York open, which can be very nice. Alright, cool. But of course that didn't happen, so what I'm now looking out for is the 65k. When I saw, by the way, this yesterday where we're just slowly grinding lower, I thought, well, in case we're going to lose it and backtest it, then I will also take a short and I'll update you guys on Twitter. But also that didn't happen, so it's just very much a sideways grind. Yeah, so for now I'm just staying on the sidelines. Again, if you took this trade, congratulations, but please move your stop loss to entry because this thing should have actually moved already, and I actually think that we're going to get a little dip to the downside. So far on the 1 hour, it still actually looks good for Mark7B. If we just look at the indicator, I mean money flow, thick in the green, you have these momentum waves that are curving up, very nice. RSIs, actually you want to see them tight together, but so far nothing too bad. Let me see, 2 hour. Also looks very nice. You have a trigger wave here. VWAP is VWAP is coming up. Money flow higher. RSIs still on the top of the channel, right? That is here. So that is kind of your channel for the RSI. So it just looks nice. 4 hour. Also, same, look at that. VWAP higher, money flow higher, looks like this wants to curve up again. RSI's here on the top, it just looks nice, man. It looks nice. I'm a fan. Let's have a look at the 8 hour. Then we do 12 in the 1 day. Yeah, same. Yeah, you know what it is? A lot of people, they get very bearish in September, where they look at historical data and said we need to go down. Or September usually is a red month, but I actually already said at the beginning of the month, I mean you can look this up in one of the live streams that we did at the beginning of the month. I said we went down pretty much right away at the monthly open, which usually is a bullish sign, because if you take any regular candle, then you usually have a wick, right, and then you have your body like this, and then you have your top. And when we opened the month, we opened and we actually right away went down, and we had no or barely any wick on the top. And I said, well, usually that is bullish. So then you create your wick, and then you're going higher to create your wick on the top, and eventually you come down, and then you're creating your body, and that's then pretty much it. So I wouldn't be all too bearish, and that's also exactly what happened. And the funny thing is, now for the month we are already at green. So okay, the 12 hour. You could say it's a hidden bearish divergence. Is that true? No, that's not true. Just kidding. Because this is no higher. I mean, this could be clipping here, but and we could then expect some downward action. But I would not be all too concerned This needs at least 2 more days before we're printing a red dot, so that could happen on Sunday, maybe Monday. But also here I wouldn't be all too concerned. Does it look super bullish here on the daily? No, not at all. It's mostly the intermediate time frames, right? So what we just saw, 2, 4, 6, 8 hours, that looks very good. 12 hour and the daily, yeah. Let me look at the 2-day and the weekly. Yeah, here kind of the same. It doesn't look super strong, but this is far away from clipping, so I wouldn't be all too worried about that. And the weekly, actually, this looks super good. I mean, look at that. You have a nice momentum wave here. You have your green dot. You have a VWAP higher. Money flow curving to the upside. RSIs are pointing to the upside. This is on the weekly, so who cares if, let's say, next week is slightly red. This just looks super good. I actually think that we're going to print this green dot. It would be very weird if we don't. And we're up for the week 6%. So yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I think we shouldn't be worried at all. So to answer the question, is the top in? I mean, I have hard. I find it hard to believe that this is the top and now we're going to reach the lows again. There are 2 scenarios right now that I am looking out for. And of course the music has stopped playing. Amazing. And we're really now talking about macro stuff, right? So this is really for the next couple days or weeks. I'm gonna take out this. This annoys me a little bit. So constantly we're making lower highs and lower lows. I actually have a strong feeling that this is the low now, because no one was expecting it, so that's nice. This is your higher low, and or we are getting our breakout right now. We're doing something like this and we're off to the races, or we're doing one of these where you kind of reach the top and then we go down one more time almost to the center, slightly higher low than this, because everyone is then expecting this low to be taken out, slightly higher low, off to the races. Those are one of the 2 scenarios. The nice thing about this last scenario is that it will fuck up so many people, because you are taking out this high right here that you created, so you officially have then your first higher high. And then we're going low and people will probably think, oh, now we're going to take out, if we're so close by, we're going to take out this low to get a lower low, and then just before the end, full jump, and then we're just going higher, which is approximately the center, like 0.5 between this low and this high. So there's an approximately a 50% retracement. That's kind of what I'm looking out for, and then to get a move higher. But I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if we're already getting our breakout now. The only thing is that in the factor of time will be weird, because now we're already green for the month. Let me check real quick. That is 7% right now. Never say never, but that is already for the month of September pretty high in the range, since the average is usually a little bit down. So if we would go up now first for another few days, then we're coming down and we're maybe 1 or 2% in the plus for the month, or maybe even a break even, close the month, and then by the way to go higher for October, November, December. That actually would be very nice. But if we do something like this, I also, like I said, would not be surprised that we are reclaiming that bigger level here on top and eventually going higher. So yeah, I have to say, so far sentiment is still right there a little bit in the middle. There are people who are still thinking we're going to see 40k and we're going much lower and this was it. I'm not in that camp. I actually think that the low is in. I think that this consolidation has been very long, for some people very brutal, boring. We had of course the August month that was not clear at all, but yeah, I have to say it clears up right now. The levels are being more and more respected, so I would say we're totally back in the groove, and I'm very much looking forward to Q4. Let me get a sip of water. We can also look at some other assets. you guys want to. For example, gold has been on an absolute tear. Oh. And just like that, folks, it is over $2,600. This is a multi-year channel, or 2-year channel, if you wish, where you can also see that actually price in the center line has been respected very nicely. I mean, look at this. You have your top, you have your bottom, which is slightly lower. Then you have your center line, you have your bottom again, center line, breakout, top, just front running the center line, front running the top, center line, back test again, and now we're going higher. And it actually kind of looks like we just broke out of that. But you know, here we also broke out before we came back in. But yeah, that looks good. And also market size B is extremely bullish. I mean, look at this daily. Oh, getting a little bit of a tight pants if I see this. Actually, it's funny, I actually expected a bit of a dump and retracement here, because you have your red dot and it was pretty much overbought, and we hit the top of the trend line. So I thought, alright, here we go, we're gonna see a correction over the next couple of weeks. Now see my gold stocks just dumping lower. And look at this. I mean, if you see this and you have this SFP kind of idea here from the previous top, this just looks, it wants to dump, and you have your red dot, but the money flow was still very strong, and then it just took what, 1-2 days, full cheer, going higher, whip. So yeah, nice. But I have to say the gold stocks itself, they still are lagging tremendously. So people are buying gold, buying physical gold, buying underlying products that track gold and all that kinds of stuff, you know, CFDs or whatever. But gold miners, specific companies, gold miners so far are still lagging tremendously. So yeah, I'm actually still waiting for some news or whatever that suddenly that sparks, and then that they're catching up, because the divergence, the difference between the value of gold and those stocks is still tremendous. It's almost at an all-time low. I forgot the name of the chart where I can show you that, but it's pretty much 2 lines where you see the gold price, and then you see the price of the average of some of these gold miners, and then the difference between the price and the value of these companies is tremendously big. This, by the way, looks like a very good joint. Not that I'm smoking, but hey. So anyways, so then the difference between those two are huge, meaning that or the gold price needs to go down to the average, or these miners need to go up. Well, I'm having a hard time believing that gold will from here on start dumping to 2,000 or whatever, since everything that's going on, and just had the interest rate cut. And also just the indicators itself say, I think we can expect much more upside. Not saying that gold is going to 2,800 tomorrow, but I'm just having a hard time believing that will go down tremendously hard in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, then there's only one solution. These gold miners, they need to wake up, and investors and whatever needs to start buying their crap. So that is what it is. Okay. Shall we look at maybe some of the altcoins? I charted this. Yeah, let's take this one. That is better. Man, talking about being on a tear, this thing is flying, and yes, I'm holding it as well. What a beauty. What a beauty. Yeah, I would say this thing could expect some turbulence based on two reasons. I mean, you have your value area high here, which got respected over time very, very nicely. I mean, look at this. You have your breakout. Oh, whoa, that was the wrong tool. You have your breakout, your retest, another retest, another retest. Then eventually you go underneath, a retest. You go lower, you retest your point of control value area low, a retest of the value area high again, breaking out. So far you're actually expecting maybe a move down. That would also line up with two other things that I'm seeing right away. You have taken liquidity out of all of these highs, right? So you're just now trending above, and you're hitting the golden pocket, and you haven't had your backtest yet. Plus, this actually looks like it might want to cool down a little bit. Money flow is still strong, so do not expect the world of it, but actually a backtest to value area high would be very, very nice. I would definitely long that. So yeah, most likely I'll send an alert for that later. I actually use a different chart from a different exchange to set my alerts, but this actually looks very nice. And the funny thing is, last week when we had the live stream, I also said to you that most of these alts on the daily time frame, they all look the same. Everything looks like this. Momentum waves are just nicely rolling over. Money flow was thick in the red, but is now finally also rolling over. And I said, once you have this is actually your feeding ground for a very long run to the upside. And you also saw that here. You have here a lot of deep red money flow, and then look at this period of time, how long that was in the green, and actually how much of a movement yet to the upside. So looks super nice. I absolutely do not expect that this was it and now we're going lower. I think maybe a retrace, and every retrace is just a reason to buy again. Also, something that I've seen now is that if you get a retrace from here, it also lines up with these tops and not only the value area high. So definitely a good buy. I'm very bullish on this. I think we're going to see a new all-time high probably this year, because I have to say this is absolutely an outperformer compared to a lot of other coins. This thing is just super popular. It creates a lot of hype. So yeah, it's also then one of the first runners. This is a coin, by the way, that I also hold. However, this is a good example of something that maybe didn't have so much traction yet regarding hype or whatever. Let me see. Did it have anything on here yet? No. So here you can see actually the exact same on MarketCipher. Right, you have those very long, nice rounding bottom here on those momentum waves. Money flow is also very nicely here curving to the upside. You already see some price action, not yet in the green, but actually price action hasn't done a whole lot yet compared to where we came from. You have this nice kind of rounding bottom, but so far you didn't have a huge price action to the upside. Let me measure this real quick, and then we also will look in some more deeper analysis. By the way, I can really talk about some of these analysis in half hour each if you want me to, but then I'm going to start marking daily levels, weekly levels, point of controls, all kinds of stuff. So I'm just trying to keep it easy now with volume profiles, major levels, because I think for the most of you these are swing trades anyway, so you can also day trade it. Sometimes I do it. And then my stop loss is usually only a few percent, but yeah, we're now just more looking at the macro, because I think most of you will be kind of trading this or swing trading this, or just holding this in spot portfolio. It gets a whole lot more dangerous if you want to trade this actively. The reason is because there's just so much more wiki and so much depending on what BTC and ETH are doing. If you see ETH pumping, then the alts are pumping in no time. If you see BTC dumping, usually ETH dumps along, and also all of these coins are just dumping as well. So you could have had the best TA and it could have looked amazing, but yeah. Rosny, I see your comment. Let me just quickly finish this and then I will look at Gary Network for you. Just give me 1 second here and I will just quickly finish this. Nice thing about this is point of control is at the bottom, which is close to the very area low. That means usually if you breach it, you backtest it, then there is not a whole lot of resistance on top. So it measured in time, not always, but usually you get a relatively fast move to the top. Where if you have the value area high here and your point of control here and you're trading somewhere here at the bottom, price probably needs a couple of attempts to eventually break out and then to go higher. So actually I like this. On the long term this is bullish. We might have a very slow start here, but I think it's actually pretty bullish. And it looks like, yeah, we just took out this high, so then this high here is next at just shy of $2. You have a little bit of a liquidity run. That's a nice bottom, nice feeding ground for the price to just squeeze high, then eventually very high. You also already had your backtest here of the point of control, which is nice. So you go underneath, look at that, very low to the exact fucking dollar. Insane. Very nice. Look at this. Beautiful. I didn't see that. If I would, then I probably would have spot buy a little bit more. Also this coin, by the way, hold on spot. And after that, yeah, you have a little bit of zigzag and then you have your bounce and then this bounce slightly higher and then higher up here. So this actually looks really nice. For now, you would say right away, oh Ray, you always talk about liquidity, you want to hold this, well, this looks like liquidity. Yes, it does. So if you're bullish, you do not want to lose this low, because actually I think then it goes very fast. So you want to hold the current structure and then to go higher. So I actually would like to see something like a squeeze up for the next couple of days or weeks, and then I think it can look very nice. Let's see what we have on this. What a coincidence. So yeah, you've taken out both these highs and now you're right at the point of control. So I wouldn't be surprised to get a little bit of a move to the downside and then just go high again. Would I short this? Absolutely not, because overall you're pretty much at the bottom. So I would not short this because you're shorting pretty much the lows. Long the lows, wait for a small retrace. Yeah, but if we go down one day here 2-4% and here 4-5%, that could be a trade. Yes, it could be a trade, but the market structure is up, so you're trading against the trend. So who cares about that small move to the downside? Just try to catch the long and then just wait it out. You could have gone into this trade already since August and still be in there, and that will be it. You would just move the stop loss underneath the lows and you will be in profit, and just let this baby ride. Just let it rip. That's it. Yeah. So don't, in the current environment, don't mind about the short trades. If you see these kinds of stuff, nice back testing and whatever, yes, there will always be small retracements on key levels like now, golden pocket, but I would absolutely not short this. All right, Gary Network, let's have a look. I have not heard of that. I think it's this one. Let's look on KuCoin. They usually have enough volume. Oof. Oof. Wow. All right. Okay. So first of all, I don't know anything about the tokenomics, so I don't know what is the circulating supply or what are the technicals behind this coin. But just and I'm not pulling any profiles, volume profiles or whatever, right? Just here from the chart what I'm looking at right now, you're trading at all-time lows, and with these wicks on top, it reminds me a little bit of XRP. I mean, you have a lot of these coins that have this kinds of price action. I personally hate it because I own one coin that does these kinds of things, and I'm constantly getting alerts that we're breaking out, and then I look at it, and then the candle is already moving down. So if I just see this, then I'm really questioning the volume behind this. The fact that I also can only find a KuCoin, not sure. Like I said, don't know anything about the team or the tokenomics or anything. If you haven't bought this and you want to buy this, then I would say it is a buy because you are at all-time lows. And if I'm just looking here at market cipher B, then it also has that what we just talked about already, that nice kind of curvature to the upside. Money flow is really coming up already. I mean, it looks relatively bullish, and I think we can have a move to the upside. But if the guys who are holding this project are just constantly dumping their coins, it almost kind of looks like it a little bit, right? Because price is coming up, and then you have this wick, and people are just selling, and then this is where your candle stops. And someone is trying to buy up, selling, and that's where your candle ends. And that is kind of constantly all over the place. So there's a lack of volume and just lack of buying on these levels. If you are really bullish on this, I would say, hey, give it a try, but keep in mind that probably whatever you put in there goes to zero, just because of the way this looks. Yeah. Another thing also, what is maybe good to mention is that, oh my god, this was much higher. This was once at $1. Yeah, I think if it looks like a rock pool, it sounds like a rock pool, it feels like a rock pool, it's probably a rock pool. So if this is not the coin that you mean, just let me know please in the comments. I will search for the other one. But if this is what it is, then actually I would. Why would you want to lose money on this? I wouldn't even buy it. No. But like I said, if you are really bullish on it, we're at the lows. But hey, for most of the people, let me check this real quick. If we're looking here on I mean, maybe also a lot of people thought, oh, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, and we're just going low, low, low. You think, oh, we're only 3 cents, and then we're going up. Oh, you see, that was the bottom, and then, oh no, this, and we're just going low. And the same here. Yay, that was it. No. So every time you think, oh, we cannot go any lower, then surprise, we are going lower. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what to do, but I would be very, very careful. And this looks pretty bad. Also, one of the other reasons why I'm saying is that we have seen now some upward movements for quite some coins in the last week or two, and if your altcoin is then not rising or not even slightly, or matter of fact making lower lows, I would be very careful, because that means there's just zero interest, and the ones that have most of the interest or can capture most of the attention, they are most hyped, those are the ones that are flying. And maybe the use case is absolutely terrible, but still these coins are flying. Matter of fact, I can name you a few coins right now that have a real company, that are registered somewhere in the Chamber of Commerce, who have they deposit profit and loss balance sheets, profit and loss statements, balance sheets. They have a working team. The company is making money, and they also have a crypto coin. Their crypto coin looks like this one right here, just like a complete scam. It rolls over, but there's an actual company with actual people, actual money. Why is it that some projects make $0 revenue and still are worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars if you look at the market cap, but they have zero revenue? How is that even possible compared to the story that I just told you? Well, that is because the project that maybe has a valuation of 100 million or $1 billion can capture the audience and the attention, the hype, and there are people thinking, I'm buying for something, for an idea that might or might not work out in the future, and therefore people are just buying into a coin. It's actually kind of ridiculous that something like this can even happen in the world of trading or investing, or however you want to call it, but that could be the case. So again, I don't know anything about this project or what's behind it or the tokenomics or whatever, but it looks ugly to me. If you still feel like absolutely this is going to be the shit, then I would say you could buy some, but please just keep in mind that your money is probably gone if they suddenly bring something out that is going to be amazing. Then just in that case you can have a huge squeeze to the upside. That's, I mean, you can make hundreds of percentages in a matter of days, just like you see here. I mean, we are at the daily chart, right? Let me change the music. What the fuck is this? I mean, this is one of those squeezes that you see here. So we're talking about 400% in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 400% in a week. Boom. Alright, that's it. That's my verdict. I wouldn't buy it, but if you want to have it, then yeah, good luck. I think I wouldn't do it. Is there any other shitcoins you guys want me to look at? Is there anything you have been seeing? Is there something you're doubting about? You wanna throw away your money on some kind of shitcoin? Do you have a pet that you like? A donkey, a monkey, a frog, a dog? What is the newest thing nowadays? Oh, by the way, talking about a scam coin. Oh. No, this is not it. I used to hold this. Perfect example. Perfect example. As you can see, every time you think, well, this cannot go any lower, it goes lower. This thing went to the market and was a lot of hype. I think the project at some point also got hacked, and it just went lower and lower and lower. And again, here you can see, if you cannot see any interest in the market, if the broader market is going up and we're still making lower lows. Look at that, another 50% here after that backtest. This is just done, by the way, this was the hack right here, this fat red candle that you saw. They also halted the trading for a couple days, and then eventually they picked up again, and you can just see people lose complete faith in the project and they're just selling. But also here, because then the volume really dries up. Look at this candle, look here on the top. 22% on a day, 10% on a day, 6% on a day. So you can have these crazy moves to the upside, but I mean, if you bought a couple months ago, you think this is completely going to be the shit, and then you bought somewhere here, what is this 20% on a day you're going to do? You still bought much higher. So, but I mean, that is the world of crypto. Like, let's be honest, we all know that 90% here is a scam, goes to zero. They always promise all kinds of beautiful things, but eventually there's a rug pull. There's something with the owners, there's something with the investors, there's always something going on, and eventually you're like, oh, it's actually not that interesting, and then it goes to zero and you lose your money. So that's a lot of times how it goes. I'm not here the one to give advice, but this is also one of the reasons I am not the type that says, oh, I'm really trusting these projects and I'm just gonna buy 4 or 5 and that's it, and I'm just gonna hold these until the end. Because if you then have 1 or 2 that are rug pull or just not working out, or there's a better version coming out and therefore they're losing kind of the attention span, there's a very big likelihood that your coin is gonna go down to zero. So therefore I like to have a much broader portfolio and a much wider portfolio over different narratives, over different coins. So if you really, let's say you really like meme coins, don't just buy one meme coin, buy 3, 4, 5 and just divide your capital over these meme coins. And it might be capital per coin very low, I get that, but at least it is nice to see that some of it goes up, and not that you bet on the wrong horse and your neighbors are going up, you know, all these meme coins, but exactly the one where you put in all your money is not moving at all. That's just super frustrating. So therefore I like to divide as much as possible. Again, no financial advice, do whatever you want to do, but I would never bet my money on one horse, especially not with all these shit coins. So yeah. Guys, a few more minutes, then I'm gonna wrap it up. So if you have any request, just let me know. We're gonna look at it and then I'm going to wrap it up because I have somewhere to be. Oh, by the way, this is maybe something nice that I want to show you. Bada bing, bada boom. this is the S&P 500. New all-time highs once again. It's so funny because this drop right here was all kinds of well, it was a rollover from a contract in Japan, and that was so many billions of dollars, and everyone thought, oh, it's gonna be a crash, blah, blah, blah. And then we dumped down exactly 10% from the top to the bottom. I actually expected another retest and went higher again, and before you know it, we're back to all-time highs. Same for the Nasdaq, by the way. It's NQ. Almost new all-time highs, but also this actually just looks very bullish. You only have to look at market structure, folks. That's it. Looks very nice. There was another altcoin that I want to look at that just popped up. I have no idea. What the hell was that again? Wait, let me check. Maybe it was Sol. Was it Sol? Ooh, look at this. Ooh. Maybe it was Sol. No, that was not it. I don't know anymore. By the way, didn't this thing fat go over to AC or ASY or something? I thought it did. I think they once already changed the logo, but nice. This is actually also one that shows a lot of strength. This one actually also looks very good. Let me actually take another chart for this. There you go, clean one. Alright, this is the last one, and then I'll probably have to go. Ooh. I mean, can you even ask for more? Look at this. These are the tops. This is the bottom. Perfect retest. And now, slowly stair-stepping higher. Give me another retrace and off to the races. And then, now you only took out this high so far, nothing too special, but then afterwards you're going to take all of this out. Beauty! What did I pull here? That was, let me check. So, okay. Yeah, so we didn't hit the golden pocket with 0.5. Funny enough, actually that signals strength. That means that the bears do not have time and enough selling pressure to move it to the golden pocket, because the bulls are already stepping in, and then we are going higher. Very nice. Also this, actually look at this, how technical this trades. It's absolutely unbelievable. You have your high here, just front run, but actually you also here then just stair stepping higher. Very nice. This looks already a bit more clustered, as you can see. So, but I also wouldn't mind, because this is such a tight area. If we would go down like this and then to go higher, that actually would be very nice. Definitely trade that. And like I said, then I would go for these highs that you saw there. Let me see if we look at a bit more on the macro. Bouncing out at 78.6 right now, at around 160. Let me guess, this is hello. There you go. Yeah, so actually this whole area, starting off from the very high, and these highs right here, it's not exactly precise, but from 220 up to approximately 270. I know it's a big range, but that is really kind of what you need to reclaim. So the best would actually be if we also spend some time here, just like what we did here. Spend some time here, and then eventually you take these highs and then you just take everything out. But I would be surprised if you can do something like this, bomb right away, or even like this. I would be surprised. Because like I said, you have that very high here, you have your golden pocket, you have quite the trading area right here. We're on the daily. This is from April all the way to June, so that's 2 months. That would be very weird if you are going to take out all of that all at once. For now, this is also still for me every retrace season long. As long as you are holding this low right here. The reason why I'm saying that, wait, let me zoom in. Reason why I'm saying that this low and not the other one is because this one you still have your point of control. So I could imagine that we are maybe testing that macro point of control as a liquidity grab from this low and then to go higher. So usually I'm really keeping it from the higher high to the higher low up, and then once you start losing it, then I'm already getting cautious. But for now, actually I want to give this a break for once and say we could take out this low. But if I just look at Mark Cipher B, actually it doesn't look like you will get such a retrace, because also here the exact same as all the other shitcoins that we already looked at. It just looks very, very good. And actually I think yeah, not saying right away all season is here, but yeah, it looks good. I mean, look at this, bang, 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 sexy AF, sexy AF. Yeah, folks, looks good. It looks good. We're gonna end it here because I have stuff to do. But thank you anyways for tuning in. For next time, for next time, just let me know in the comments what you guys want to hear. If there is, what you want to hear, what the hell am I saying? What you want me to chart? Also, what you want to hear. So if you hate the music, I'm always trying to play around with that a little bit. If there's stuff you want me to chart, to look at, could be stocks, could be crypto, alts, commodities, whatever it is, what you want me to look at, just let me know in the comments. I appreciate you all and love you all. Do me a favor, like and subscribe, and also yeah, just leave me a comment what you guys think, what you're missing, and I will say enjoy the music for another minute. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend, chill out for a little bit. See you guys on Monday again. Bye.